Good day, everyone. I welcome you in today's video. It's been a while, but you are welcome today. Today, I'll be answering one of the questions we do receive often and often and often in our comment section in the videos. People always ask, how much will it cost us to start CNG station or LPG gas station business? How much will it cost us to start LPG business or CNG business? And I've been writing, replying, but today I decided to make this video that will be for your own good. So I want you to step back, watch from the experienced people. Yes, LPG business or gas or CNG gas business in Nigeria is very lucrative. I will use that language, very lucrative for now, for several reasons. The market is developing. The demand for it is far higher than the supply. Whether you are in the processing of the gas or you are distributing as a LPG or CNG station, the demand is still higher than supply. And as a businessman, what you are looking at is to make sure that your income is higher than your expenses. So in this video, I will talk about how good the business is. I'll talk about ascertaining the size of gas station or CNG station you want to build or you want to run with. Also, the stages of license approval to get your CNG or LPG station running. Another one is the construction cost, what it may cost you for the construction. Another one could be how to source your products and sales, staffing and sales. So let's dive into the first one, which I say, how good is this business? LPG business or CNG business in Nigeria, as we speak today, is growing and growing and growing. The population of people who are still using charcoal or other means of source of energy is still high, and LPG or CNG the product is so much in Nigeria, is a raw material that is found in Nigeria in high quantity, but have not been explored much. So the more people are exploring, the more the demand. People will prefer to use CNG to run their vehicle that is far cheaper, or gas that's far cheaper in their domestic home than other sources of energy. Adding up with the high cost of electricity in Nigeria, even though the electricity is not there, yet the little electricity is still as expensive to compare to CNG or gas. Another thing I want you to, invariably is a good business, but I must say this, a good business in a wrong location may be a bad business. A business could be good, very good, but if it's in a wrong location, it will be a mess. If you study businesses that are failed, in one of the causes of businesses that are closed up, that failed, one of the keys is wrong location of the business. So I would advise, before you set up your CNG station or LPG station, do a good job in assessing the location that will be viable. You can contact us in Nigeria for such feasibility study and all that. Another thing I want you to ascertain the size of CNG station or LPG station you want. What I mean by the quantity or the capacity of that station. Some station could be 10 tons. You see some other smaller place, 2.5 ton, and so forth, 20 ton, 50 ton. So for you to ascertain decide the size of the capacity of station you want to build. I would advise you look at the population around. It's very, very important. Population could be human beings who may use it for domestic. Population could be the commercial population, the commercial activity around where you want to site the station. So it's very, very important. The population will help you to determine the size that you will set up. It will be a good idea that if you set up, for instance, 10-ton or 20-ton LPG or CNG station, and be having turnover, selling it off in a week or in 2 weeks, it will be a good business, because the more turnover you have, the more profit you have. So determining the size is very, very important. You ascertain the population, human being, and commercial activity in that environment. Another course I want to mention is the licensing of the station. Licensing of the station, very, very important. You cannot operate CNG station or LPG station in Nigeria without being fully licensed. There are bodies that will license that station. In CNG, not to broaden this video, you have 3 stages: CNG or LPG station license. You have 3 stages of approval, and each of these 3 stages, they will come, the body, more especially NMDPRO, the former DPR, will come for inspection in each of those stages. First one is called suitability approval. They want to know whether the land where you want to set up the station, whether it's suitable for such business. LPG or CNG is a volatile, fire-friendly business. So they want to make sure that it is not against where people are more exposed. That's one. The second one, so the cost of it, as somebody who is more interested in a course, how much could it cost? There are some requirements that you need to know. You must have a registered company. You need to have your tax clearance certificate. So the cost at which you use in registering your company, getting your tax clearance certificate, and the drawing that you will use to support your is a cost. And the official fee, the current government double the price from what it used to be to the current price today. So that make a plus or minus. One can be looking around, depend on the location. The location where you are may vary in this cost. Maybe budgeting around 1 point something or 2 million, 2 point something million in that suitability. But I'm saying the location differs. The size of station differs. Very, very, very important. The land which you are using, since we're talking about cost, the land differs. You know that land you buy in a highly populated place in a city is different from low populated place in the same city. So the cost of the land, no one can really put a price on it. Location or state where you want to set it up will differ. So we don't want to put cost of land cost in this video because the gap is so wide. But I can say that you'll be looking out for at least 1.5 plot of land for a standard one, minimum. Look for 1.5 plots so that you not run into a place where they will tell you the land is not adequate enough. So the cost of getting 1.5 plots of land, I cannot really say it in this video because the gap is so wide. Another thing you look at, the cost of ATC called approval to construct. When DPRO and NDPRO approve your land that is okay, the next it will be approval to construct. You apply for approval to construct. And there are many requirements that may be involved in this: fire service, local government, town planning, and all that. And all these things differs. The state and the local government where you want to set it up, their cost differs. So that's why sometimes when they ask in that comment section, how much do I need? will be very, very difficult to give you a reasonable, and the cost we give you will mean that a professional have told you, look at the amount we are using to set up some filling station that we are managing today, the ones in Rivers State, Benin or Lagos, the price you will find out that they differs. Apart from the size of the station, the location, cost of location, all those arboros, remember that, and all that makes it up that you cannot really say this exact amount. But I can say for free, you can be budgeting around 8 million naira plus or minus on that. The next license, being the last one, is called license to operate or to sell. That's when you are finished constructing the approved construction to approval to construct. When you have applied and it was approved, you now go back to start to construct as being approved. When you finish the construction, you come back and apply for license to operate or license to sell. When you apply, there are other things you need to do, other things you need to gather to make up the application, and location matters again. Location matters. The amount you use to get fire certificates in one location may differ from another location, and some other engineer doing some engineering calibrations and all that, and putting the safety devices in the station. The cost of material differs, but I will say plot it for free. The license to say you can budget around between 5 million to 7 million, depends on the location, plus or minus. That'll be on the licensing. Then if you talk about construction also is a key part of the CNG or LPG business. As I said before, the size matters. There's somebody who may decide to build 2 rooms, one for manager, one for sales accountant, and maybe security in a LPG or CNG station. Another person may want to build a structure that will accommodate security, restroom, room for changeover for those who want to work for night and they don't want them to be exposed going back late. They have a guest room where they can rest against the next day. Another person may build something that where you may be having a store to sell something. DPR will approve all this, or NNDPR will approve all this. Any structure you put on ground that will not negate the business, they will approve it for you. So what you have in mind, some people build bungalows, some people build duplex in the station. Whatever you decide, that will amount the cost that may be involved. The start, the finishing. So with that, you can see that the cost of construction and the location where you are building matters a lot. Where the source of material, where you are sourcing the building material, if it's far from the city or closer to where they get sand and chipping, maybe cheaper. So when looking at it, you find out that it's not really easy for one to give you exact amounts. All we are helping you is to give you the picture of what you are going into. It's a good, profitable business if you get it right. Just like every other thing in life, whatever you plan well and strategize well will be a good one. The one you poorly plan will give you poor results. So on that construction, one can budget. It's a very difficult one. I wouldn't say, will I say duplex, this you budget so amount, and bungalow you budget so amount. But an engineer who may be around, also, if you involve us, we can know what you have in mind, guide you, and maybe give you idea of the cost that will be involved in the construction. Another key thing in the construction is tank. The tank, what I mean by tank, where you store your product. LPG have LPG tank, CNG has its own tank. They are unique on their own. They are not the same. You don't use LPG tank to store CNG gas. You don't use CNG gas to install LPG gas. So the size of the tank and the tank type differs the price. So in case you may ask us you may write us email, we'll respond to you on the cost of all those tanks by sizes, depend on the size you want. Sourcing your product is the key one. When you finish building, the next you begin to source products. Sometimes we recommend some of the off-takers. Off-takers are people who buy direct from the manufacturers. We can, if you're a starter, we give you some recommend. We can recommend some of them depending on where you are, your location. Another thing, when you are looking at the product, if you are sourcing your product that is closer to where you are, where you are sourcing is closer to your station, transportation cost will be minimal. If you are sourcing from a far distance, transportation will be high. So when you are talking about product sourcing, you should have in mind source CNG or LPG from a place that is closer to you, and there are many of them located across Nigeria. So when it's time, we can talk over that through email and all that. Another thing you need to look at it is staffing. Staffing is one of the good things, is a recurring cost. It's a cost that keep running. And that's why you must plan very well the location and the capacity and the people you want to serve, where your turnover is at, and maybe you can sell off 10 tons or 20 tons in a week or in 2 weeks. If you don't have a good procurement chain system, it may be that when your gas finish, it take you another 1 week to source it. That 1 week, your staff will be idle and you'll be paying salary. So it's very, very good. All of them are internet. They are connected to each other. The cost is connected. So where you are staffing depend, but you don't need to hire more than enough. Manager, an SS rep, security, and maybe supporting staff is enough to take off. 4 persons could be enough to take off to run the station. The more you expand, you may increase the number of staffing. And the rate of salary depends. It depends on location and the qualification of the people. But the business cannot pay more than it is getting. So I don't know what to say in this video. That could be a staff rate. On scale, most of them could be on scale level. Maybe the manager should be the one that is skilled. So you pay based on their strengths. Sales is a key one. I want to say this as I try to round up on this video. Sales, you should know that somebody who want to buy gas, CNG gas or LPG gas, they mostly stay around where the station is. It's in a few that come from far place. It's few that the car will be traveling and they decide to branch and top up his CNG or top up his gas or whatever. So you should know that the access you will use based on the population around their location to calculate how the product will be sold, how you assess, how the turnover will be. So it's very, very important that you consider this. I believe this video will help you. Those who have been asking, how much do I need to start CNG business, CNG station or LPG station? Yes, we didn't cap up one particular amount, but we have break down almost all the costs and give you the idea, which every other one you can plus or minus get a very good idea of it. But in a nutshell, I can say budget around 70 million, 100 million, or 200 million, depend on the size and location and any other thing you want to. Thank you very much for watching the video. We appreciate you. For those of you who are liking our video, commenting, we appreciate your comments, and We are doing all our best. Please, when you send your comments and we didn't respond immediately, please don't be offended. You know, we are doing the videos to educate you. Also, we are serving people. Many times we'll be on the field, be responding to some other compliances we are doing. So be patient with us. We will respond all your comments, all your questions in the comment section. If need be, we'll do our best to see how we'll respond to your comments. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. See you in the next video. Thank you.